Unrivaled just announced their rosters for this upcoming season while simultaneously pulling off the biggest troll in sports history. So a lot of people were highly anticipating this day and waiting to see who these players were going to be and what teams they were going to be on, which coaches would be coaching which teams. This was the November 20th deadline that, if you guys remember a few weeks ago, Nafisa Collier said that by November 20th, all the players would be announced and we would get the official lineups for each team.
What if I told you $1 million wasn't enough? Caitlin Clark just turned down a deal that would make most of us jump out of our seat.
Now, Unrivaled did the funniest thing last night that got a lot of us hooked in. Let me explain what I'm talking about. So just last night, Unrivaled put out this letter. Okay. A momentous occasion for those who follow women's professional basketball. Please excuse blank from 11 a.m. to 11:22 a.m. Eastern time so that they can watch Unrivaled's basketball club selection, where they said, "Dear management, what might seem like an average Wednesday in November is in fact a momentous occasion."
But here's the kicker. It's not about the money, it's about something way bigger. Clark's decision is sending shockwaves through the WNBA, and Aja Wilson, she's scrambling. You might be wondering, what's the big deal about saying no? Well, when it comes to Caitlin Clark, it's not just any old rejection.
The whole thing about this Unrivaled League is when they are announcing new players, they have always done like a teaser video before they announce the players. They've always been about doing little mysteries or Easter eggs when announcing players. So they always do these little videos. So with this note, a lot of people looked into it even further, including myself, because 11 a.m. to 11:22 a.m. is a very specific time frame. They're trying to get people to like guess who was gonna join Unrivaled, and they have done this for the past like I don't even know, 6 months at this point.
We're talking about $1 million offer that had Unrivaled Basketball League thinking they'd hit the jackpot. It's the Unrivaled had this grand plan to shake up women's basketball. They weren't just looking to create another league, they wanted a revolution. And who better to lead the charge than the hottest name in college hoops? Caitlin Clark was their golden ticket, the star they were betting everything on. Picture this, a State Farm partnership that would have made Clark the face of women's basketball.
Obviously, we all know that Caitlin Clark is number 22, and that has been the person that has been the most anticipated person that people either want to see in Unrivaled or people are just waiting to see if she is going to do it or not. Now, so that has been the biggest thing, is speculation around if Caitlin Clark would be playing. The league also said that they would give her equity in the league. So from this note, the internet kind of ran wild with that, including myself. The buzz on the street has been that Unrivaled threw a Messi-like deal at Caitlin Clark. Some people are saying it was around $2 million that they were offering her to come to Miami to play for 10 weeks in this 3-on-3 league.
A roster stacked with her friends, ready to dominate the court. And the cherry on top, an equity deal that would have given her a slice of the Unrivaled pie. It was the kind of offer that makes most people's jaws drop. But Clark, she did something that left everyone stunned. With all the grace of her on-court moves, she politely but firmly said no. Just like that, Unrivaled's carefully crafted plans started to crumble.
Who is also number 22, who a lot of people have also been speculating about, is Aja Wilson. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, you have 34 players, you have 36 slots. Nafisa said that by November 20th, we would have all of the players, and like it has to be them. It has to be Caitlin, and it's probably Aja too. Like that would be the big bang they needed for this league, and that would be like the right moment to announce those two players last. So you need to announce the 2 more players while you're doing the roster selections, right? That's what made sense in my mind. And I was like, okay, this whole league has been about mystery and Easter eggs and reading between the lines, all of these things.
You're probably thinking, what could make someone turn down that kind of cash? Well, that's where things get interesting. Clark didn't just see dollar signs, she saw the bigger picture. She talked about needing rest, about focusing on her game. It wasn't about the money for her. It was about what's best for her career in the long run. The aftershocks were immediate. Unrivaled wasn't just losing a star player, they were losing their whole marketing strategy. Suddenly, all those billboards they'd planned, all those commercials they'd dreamed up, poof! Gone in an instant. So what exactly did Caitlin Clark turn down? We're talking about a deal that would have made her the highest paid player in women's basketball history. $1 million salary salary, equity in a growing league, and the chance to be the face of a sports revolution.
Like, it has to be them. It has to be Caitlyn, and it's probably Asia too. Like, that would be the big bang they needed for this league, and that would be like the right moment to announce those two players last. But whoever was running the Unrivaled account, they didn't set it to a premiere. So essentially, when this video went live, people could just scroll through it to see if Caitlin Clark was playing. Now, another reason that people were speculating that Caitlin Clark might be joining Unrivaled is because Unrivaled has now announced that one of their partners, one of their sponsors for the league, is also State Farm, which, as we all know, is one of Caitlin's biggest partners.
It was the kind of offer most rookies dream about. While Clark was busy saying no, another player decided it was time to say, "Look at me." Aja Wilson's camp dropped a bombshell that had fans rolling their eyes. What information did they leak? And why is everyone calling it a desperate move? Just hours after Clark's rejection made headlines, Wilson's team leaked some juicy info. They claimed Unrivaled had offered Wilson an even bigger deal than Clark's. Talk about timing, right? It's like when your friend gets a new car and you suddenly have to tell everyone about your awesome bicycle. The basketball world didn't buy it. Fans and analysts alike raised their eyebrows so high they nearly flew off their faces. Why? Because this leak seemed about as natural as a perfectly timed sneeze in a movie. Social media exploded with theories and hot takes. One fan on X didn't hold back. Clark declined and kept it moving. Why does Aja need the world to know she said no? Desperation much? Ouch. That's gotta sting more than a missed free throw in the finals. The contrast between Wilson and Clark couldn't be clearer. While Clark gracefully bowed out, focusing on rest in her game, Wilson's move came off as, well, thirsty for attention. It's like Clark took the high road, and Wilson decided to take a detour through Look at Me Town. But here's the kicker. Wilson's play for attention totally backfired. Instead of admiration, she got side-eye. Fans started digging up her recent controversies, like the delayed Nike shoe launch that reportedly messed with other players' releases. And let's not forget that winning isn't for everyone, and that became a punchline after her team's playoff loss. Talk about awkward timing. The unintended consequence. Wilson's image took a hit. One fan summed it up perfectly. How does she always make it about her? It's like Wilson was trying to steal the spotlight, but instead, she just illuminated why everyone's so impressed with Clark's humble approach. So, what started as Wilson's attempt to shift attention her way ended up exposing something else entirely. It showed a stark difference in how these two stars handled themselves off the court. Clark's stock rose even higher, while Wilson's, well, let's just say it's not looking like a bull market for her right now. Here's the thing about Caitlin Clark. She just schooled everyone on how to win without even stepping on the court by saying no to that $1 million deal. She's become the hottest name in women's basketball. Talk about a power move. Clark's stock? It's through the roof. She showed that sometimes the smartest play is knowing when to walk away. Future stars, take note. Integrity and focus can be worth more than a fat paycheck. And while Unrivaled's scrambling to pick up the pieces, the WNBA's looking stronger than ever. Clark's decision just proved that the league's got some serious staying power. It's not just about the money, it's about building something that lasts. As Unrivaled learns the hard way, you can't buy star power. You've got to earn it.